This is probably one of the scariest videos I've seen in a long time. What ends up happening that night is something so chilling, something so horrifying that you guys probably need headphones for it.
The footage of Bohemian Grove has finally came out, and to be honest with you, it's cringe at first, and then it gets really creepy.
What I gotta do, if I gotta join a gang, if I gotta do some mob shit, I don't care. Cause even I can say it, cause you go with the wrong crew, you don't go to jail. Shit, man, I gotta work for the government. Where can I legally kill? Cause I'm coming for you motherfuckers as soon as I can. Might be 20 years from now, laugh, hee, ha, ha. But when I can legally kill, or I can kill it, my word is over your word, and they gonna believe me over you.
You guys, what's going on? Welcome back, and come on in. You guys already know we got some crazy videos coming up tonight. I promise you guys, you have not seen videos like this, and if you want to find out, stick around, but only at your own discretion. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Oh, that has to be AI. There's no way he's that tall. I mean, he looked like he was like 3 times a regular person size. Even like he was like 3 times a 10-foot tall person. So how do y'all feel about that video? Is it fact or fiction? You guys, this video is so crazy. This is a glitch at a Taylor Swift performance, and look. Did y'all see her eyes? I feel like they could have did it on purpose just to kind of go viral, but at the same time, that looks, I don't know. Things are coming to light. Energies are getting exposed. That's what it looks like to me.
This is probably one of the scariest videos I've seen in a long time. So this is Noah. He was on a camping trip one night, and while he was on his way back from said camping trip, he decided to pull off the side of the road and catch some Z's. What ends up happening that night is something so chilling, something so horrifying that you guys probably need headphones for it.
I feel like only men have the privilege to pull over on the side of the road and take a nap. And even then, they're still at risk because who knows who's out there.
I'm currently sleeping in the back of my truck right now. I don't even know what time it is, and there's someone walking around my truck.
You guys, this is crazy. It's dark outside and he's whispering into, I guess, his phone. He's recording it. So if you can't hear it, turn your volume up. This is crazy.
Right now, if you can hear that, it's pretty loud. He's been walking around for like 20 minutes already. He's touching my truck. He's literally touching my truck. How am I supposed to get him away? He's literally walking. Yo. He's literally walking. Back door's locked right in there. I'm scared forever. I don't think he knows there's anyone in here.
What?
I'm gonna try to see if he goes away eventually. We'll see. He's literally peeking through the door right now. I've never been scared ever. So, the current time is 2:30 in the morning right now. He's still walking around my truck. I'm trying to see if I can flash my light to get him scared. There he is. Oh my god.
Now, from what I understand, the individual knocking on his doors and windows was only there for about an hour and a half, or something like that.
Hour?
But he did finally leave, and Noah was able to get out of there safe and sound.
He said only an hour and a half. That's, I'm sorry, but if it was longer than 5 minutes, I don't know. How terrified would you be if that happened to you? How terrified, especially for that long period of time? Oh my God. Like, I'm surprised he didn't like break in and try to take what's out the car or drive the car away. I don't know, you guys. That would be too much for me.
Visiting this place could get you killed. This is Pedophile Island, North Fox Island in Michigan. This island has an airstrip built on it by the pedophile owner that he used to fly children in and out of here back in the 1970s. We had a flight set up to get there with people that were local, and they canceled on us 2 days in a row. They even claimed that the runway was going to be too muddy. So instead of giving up, we found someone with a boat and we made our way out there. And guess what? Once we got out to the island, it wasn't muddy at all. Now, this ring was ran by a man named Francis Sheldon, and in these very rooms and cabins, multiple children were assaulted and photographed and videotaped while these assaults were happening. These videos and photos were then sold into pedophile rings all across America, and before Francis Sheldon could be arrested, he took off from this island on his private plane using this very airstrip, and he fled to Amsterdam. He was never arrested. In fact, only one guy was ever arrested connected to this ring, and he served 2 years in prison before getting out and assaulting another child. This pedophile ring is also closely tied to the Oakland County child killings, and we explored all of this in my newest documentary on YouTube. It's on there now if you want to watch.
Who is the most powerful person in America? Oh, I don't think anybody would probably know their name. Yeah, they're sort of behind the scenes. But certainly people on this committee, like Admiral Wilson.
Now, you guys, this video coming up, it looks like we've already seen it before. It looks like one of them old videos because it's a white party, but there's way more to it. Wait till you see it.
Did anyone else find the invitations to the all-white party extremely weird? This is the highest profile party in the world called the All-White Party. It's hosted by billionaire Michael Rubin, and it happens every year on the 4th of July. But there was something about the invitations that just didn't sit right with me. This one is Tom Brady's, this one right here is Drake's, and this is Quavo's. You can see all of the celebrities' invitations if you just look them up. But if you pause and look at the artwork, there's some weird stuff going on. These invitations were done by George Condo. This is a very popular artist, and some of his artwork goes for millions of dollars, and he gave each celebrity their own unique invitation. And I looked up some of his artwork, and he has a lot of interesting stuff, including when he collabed with Kanye West for one of his album covers. He drew him up a bunch of artwork. Yeah, I mean, speaks for itself. A lot of people question what actually goes down during this party, especially after they saw what Michael Rubin made Meek Mill do, jumping around like a bunny because he supposedly lost a bet. And then in the private jet, when Lil Baby and Meek Mill were saying that they were gonna get drunken hugs if they don't behave at the party.
I don't care what anyone says. You're getting a drunken hug. You too. You too. Drunken hugs are coming tonight.
When he said drunken hugs, I almost threw up in my mouth a little bit. You got these big and major rappers looking like almost groupies when it comes to these major personas that run the industry. They will do anything to continue, their careers. And it looks real bad. In music videos and everything like that, they look like the big dog. They look like they just go hard and they really up there. They got a whole bunch of people behind the scenes. They will do anything and everything to keep their position.
The footage of Bohemian Grove has finally came out, and to be honest with you, it's cringe at first, and then it gets really creepy. In the beginning, of course, you have your introduction.
Oh, Bohemian, we are. The spirit of the grove has graciously given us this.
And then the men in robes come holding torches, and behind them are soldiers with bow and arrows and swords. And then they line up in front of the crowd. The men in robes are first, behind them the soldiers, and behind that is the altar and the owl. They start to recite a lot of weird things. There's a 30-minute long video on YouTube, you can just go watch it. But this is when it starts to get creepy. The men in robes leave, and then they come back, but they bring something with them. They start to get ready for the cremation of care ritual. Now, I don't know what these four men are holding, but man, does that look suspicious.
It's one of my... No way, they're sacrificing. They might be sacrificing one of the people they caught sneaking into the...
Now, during the cremation of care ritual, they are delivered in effigy by boat. It's a lifelike statue that they put on the altar and burn. The boat makes it to the altar, but unfortunately, we're unable to see the ritual take place.
Why is it so dark? Why is it so secretive? And why did they go so much out their way to be able to keep this hidden, keep it a secret, and do what they do? Why are they even doing something like that? What is all that really about? There has to be some type of like symbolism to this that's more than we know. And it feels like they're gatekeeping something to themselves that they just do not want to be out in the mainstream. What are you really doing that needs to be kept in such secrecy?
Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh.
This is how many days you're working just to pay taxes. And this is how many days you work to pay for things that you need to live on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 months out of the year, you're working for free.
So while they got us distracted and arguing about going 50-50 with our partner or a spouse or any of our family members in our households, we're really going 50-50 with the government.
That's right.
Hi, friends.
Friends? Do you know them?
Yeah.
How do you know them?
Because they take me away when I sleep.
Ooh.
That's right.
Hi, friends.
Friends? Do you know them?
Yeah.
How do you know them?
Because they take me away when I sleep.
Yeah, baby boy would have stayed at Target.
Yes, the dance that everybody knows, everybody's danced it, everybody's heard the Macarena before. Just to go over it quickly, the Macarena. Correct or incorrect?
Yeah.
To me, that's how I remember the Macarena dance. Well, the Mandela effect is at it again. That's not how the Macarena dance is danced. 2 of the original videos of the Macarena dance that came out in the early 1990s now have a different dance. It's pretty much similar, but there's a few steps that are left out. Check it out. So as you can see, the steps going from here to this, and then the cross across the chest, that doesn't exist anymore. Again, one of the original videos released in the early 90s showcasing the Macarena dance, and those steps are missing. I need you to let me know in the comments, what version of the dance do you remember? Do you remember it with the arms crossed, or does that step never exist? Here's the weird thing though. When you look up the Macarena dance on YouTube, almost all of the tutorials that show you how to dance the Macarena have the crossed arms. Done some research into where the Macarena dance came from, and the first time that the Macarena dance came out was that first video that I showed you. And you would think that the Macarena dance would be based on the dance that originally came out for the song. So what happened? Make sure you tell me what you think in the comments. Time to wake up. Stay blessed.
I definitely remember the first version of the Macarena was like 1, Maca 2, Maca 3, Macarena. So it's like every 1, 2, 3, 4, you change the movements. But it looks like at the second one, it's taking like a 2 count for this fraudulent version. But it's so crazy because when you look it up on YouTube, you can barely find the original and the very first Macarena. It's so crazy. You guys definitely check that out. Also in the comments below, tell me which one you remember, because I'm 100% you guys are going to say it's the first one.
In Joan Rish's house in 1961 immediately after she went missing. Her young daughter had gone to a neighbor's house and told the neighbor that mommy is missing and there's red paint all over the kitchen. And when the police got there, they saw that the red all over the kitchen was blood. But there were also a few really weird details like this trash can, so the police had no idea what had happened to Joan. So first and foremost is the fact that this trash can is just in the middle of the kitchen. Normally it was under the sink, but here it is just in the middle of the kitchen for no reason. And then the contents of the trash made no sense. So here is the phone receiver, which has been ripped from the wall. You can see in this photo here that the phone is still on the wall, but just the mouthpiece was ripped off and then moved across the kitchen and neatly placed on the trash. And on the phone was a fingerprint they could never identify. People hypothesized that maybe someone was there, and when Joan went to call for help, they ripped the mouthpiece off. Then there was this beer. So Joan's husband was out of town when this happened, but when he came back, he said that no one in the house drank Miller High Lifes. He didn't drink it, Joan didn't drink it, the trash had been taken out since the last time people were over, but yet there's Miller High Life next to the trash. Joan disappeared that day and was never seen again, and these two little pieces right here are some of the only evidence that someone else may have been in the house. They don't know if she ran away on her own, if she was taken, or what. But the whole story is really wild, and I tell it all tonight on the episode. Also, merch goes live when the episode drops.
Doesn't Tinkerbell fly over the Disney castle at the beginning of the movies, like the intro to Disney movies? And in the old movies, she flies over the castle and then comes and dots the I in the word Disney. Well, Disney is saying that that is not true. That's never been an intro to a single Disney movie. But I remember she would fly over the castle, and that's her pixie dust going over the castle, and she flies up and dots the I in Disney. And Disney's saying it never happened. And then I go look at all the intros to Disney movies, and it doesn't happen in a single intro. Am I wrong? I'm not going crazy. I swear, other people have seen this, and they are saying that it's a Mandela effect. We're in a different timeline. I mean, don't y'all remember this? How can you say that was the intro to Disney movies? And for them to say that it never happened, this is definitely a different timeline.
They're 3,000% out of pocket because I remember that. I'm pretty sure everybody remembers it. And the gaslighting that they're doing with us with these Mandela effects is off the walls. Like, we don't appreciate it.
Tried to tell us all. We thought she was crazy.
Hello. Come on down. I lied. We weren't going backstage. Okay. So we have just vegetables with like tomato sauce. We have cheese. We have different kinds. Who's hungry? Who's gonna eat on this side? Okay. Come on, I've never done this. You help. We have. You want the whole box? Really?
Well, no, not
all right,
the whole box.
All right. Brad, Angie, yes. Okay. How do you want? At any moment, please welcome Cheryl Bone.
Out of all people, she really said Harvey. That's a little suspicious. For everybody that knows when it comes to pizza. I don't even want to say that word on here because who knows, stuff like that can already get flagged because of what it means. And I'm wondering if anybody there that knows what's up with it was like, no thank you, I don't want a slice. Like, I wonder if that's what they did on purpose.
No one's talking about the symbolism behind the white horse in the Paris Olympics because they're all distracted by the music performances. But let's look into this. There's conspiracies floating around that this looks awfully similar to the Horsemen of the Apocalypse. Now I'll get to that part in a second, but they're saying that this represents the Joan of Arc, and when you search this on Google, these are the representations that you get. And yeah, it could, but let's listen to what Revelation 6 says. I looked, and behold, I saw a pale horse. Its rider's name was Death, and Hades was following close behind. They were given power over a fourth of the earth to kill by sword, famine, plague, and by the wild beasts of the earth. And people were wondering why there were wings under the Eiffel Tower. Well, when you look at the horse at the perfect angle, it gives the horse wings. And then you see all of the nations following behind it. Here's another weird piece of symbolism I caught. So they get off the horse, they hold this, I'm not sure what they're holding, but they walk down the aisle, they go up the stairs, and look what's at the end of the stairs on the wall. With everything going on in the world right now, this may be one of the wildest time periods ever. Now, this is going to be a lot, but hear me out. First of all, there's currently a global, massive market sell-off. I mean, Japan just had its worst day in the stock market since the 80s. And in the US, obviously, the market is currently plunging. The protests in Bangladesh have gotten so wild that the Prime Minister has resigned and fled the country. Protests in Nigeria are also getting out of hand as they are experiencing their worst economic crisis in a generation. You have the protests in Venezuela, and I made a whole video about that. Tensions in the Middle East are ramping up even more, especially with Lebanon and Iran now. We all know what's going on with Russia and Ukraine. Top of all of this, you have the Olympics going on, and possibly the most controversial Olympics ever. And I haven't even started with what's going on in the US, but I will be updating these topics throughout the week. I haven't been able to post for a couple days, but I'm back now, so let's get it. Cartoon Network, huh? Series creator has been arrested on charges having to do with children, and I think you know what we're getting at here. This man, Kyle Carrozza, has allegedly possessed over 600 pictures of children. Let's see, you ever heard of Mighty Magiswords? He created that show. The SpongeBob movie, he worked in the animation department. Fairly Odd Parents, storyboard artist, and the list goes on. I mean, this is a massive list of shows this guy worked on. If you guys haven't watched Quiet on Set, you need to go watch that because it just opens your eyes to how sick the industry can get sometimes, especially these ones when they're dealing with kids. It's just sad, man.
I very much so believe that a lot of people are really doing this and they 100 million trillion % need to be punished. But I also believe that certain people get set up and kind of punished in a way just so they can be casted out of like the Hollywood scene, or maybe using them as a distraction. So I do believe both of those scenarios happen.
This earthquake could possibly rip the United States in half, allegedly. But do y'all remember this happening in April? This, the same spot, literally X marked the spot.
If I say that out loud, you're going to scare the shit out of people. Lock your mirrors. If you don't know how, you need to find out how. Lock your mirrors. You should have no mirrors where you sleep. Put a towel over it.
Bruh, don't even tell me, bro. This live came out today. Bruh, y'all don't fucking play with me, cause I already fucking be knowing, like.
So, cover your mirrors. You're fine. You're fine. Cover your mirrors.
She's talking about you're fine. Like, she just scared the heck out of everybody. Completely scared the out of everybody. And then she was just like, but you're fine. You're good. Man, we're already shook. It's too late.
When a person does not want to be present in the physical body, over time, they will start to develop deep hollows in the cheeks and deep hollows in the temples. Whether a person's not present because of depression, addiction, long hours of meditation, and obviously denying the body resources can cause it as well. The face begins to resemble a D fill-in-the-blank mask. This one is actually interesting to me because Abraham Lincoln was assassinated, but the deep indentations in his temples and cheeks show that he wasn't really living in his body anyway. He was constantly thinking about the other side. In any case, when you see indentations in the temples, you know a person has a love of altered states. In the cheeks, you know that they're not fully present here in their body. The combination is just letting you know that they're spending a lot of time thinking about being on the other side.
That's super strange because, you know, some cultures have like very high cheekbones, like myself, and we have, you know, a very defined face. So, that's interesting. Anyways, guys, that was the last video. I had an amazing time with you guys. As always, thank you so much for everybody that has joined our family and subscribed. You mean so much to me. If you are new here, please like the video, hit the notification bell down below, and subscribe and join our team, join our family. I promise you, you are going to love it over here, and I will catch you on the next one.